is down in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, we'll touch on that as soon as we get back from this commercial. So Bobby Quinones, keep that in your mind. We'll be right back.
We on? We live? Okay. Manny was just putting some more bocadillo down the front entrance, and we're just discussing Bobby Quinones there, who got second in the Puerto Rico event, and we're saying with the boys here, the Canary Island boys, how they might not win a world title. That might be a bit hard, but if they win, the Fronton Pro, they'll go down in history. And in this heat, we've got Alex Uranga from he's at the Basque Country. And Ryan Hardy, the old warhorse, probably slapped me for that one, but I'll throw it out there. And the legend himself, and Elliot Morales, the young gun from the Canary Islands. And Elliot's a lot like Jeff Hubbard. He's just so light, and when he just gets there, he just gets projected out, way out. So. And
as you were speaking, local heroes, Elliot Morales from the Canary Islands. He's actually from I believe, the east side of the island, but he always makes his presence known here at Fronton when the waves are massive. But he's one of those hometown heroes too. I mean, we do still have Diego Cabrera and Yaray Martinez still in the event, holding the Canary flag high. So we're going to see them in round number 4. Will Elliot Morales be the third Canary Island rider to be able to advance on? We'll find out in the next 30 minutes. These are 30-minute heats. Top 2 waves are scored. 15 wave maximum. Only 2 riders out of these 3 will advance on to round number 4. One, we'll call it an equal 17th place in the event. And unfortunately for Guillermo Cobo in the last heat, ended up in 3rd place. But Dave Winchester still on the hunt for that world title.
And yeah, the world title's going on, but we've got Ryan Hardy, and he's fighting for a top 16 position for next year's tour. So. One of the legends from Australia is actually battling for his
seed.
His seed for next year. So every heat's got something weighing on it. The local boys trying to make a name for themselves, and then we've got Ryan, trying to battle him through. So first blood's coming here from Alex Uranga. So he goes a roll. Not too much projection off that one in the sense that he didn't get projected by the lip. He rolled with the lip. So it's not going to be a high score, but he's got a wave up, and that's always important in these heats. So he's drawn first blood. Yeah, and we'll watch the replay here. So not much happening in the sense of a barrel. Yeah. Basic move there. Be a pretty low score. So it's not to write the guys off. These guys are all exceptional riders, but in this day and age, in these types of conditions, and it is a World Tour event, a Grand Slam event, and you got to bring your A game in that. That means you got to get that wave, and when the wave comes through, you got to be able to punch it. And we will see that. We saw it before with Hubbard.
Yep.
He's done it, and Elliot can do it. All these guys can do it. So
that's the beauty about when we get closer to the nitty gritty.
Manny's got a bit of a cough going on there, and. Bit of a flu, probably from the aeroplane flights. It nails everybody, but
I think it was a French fry in the throat. But I was gonna say, as soon as we get closer and closer to the final, you're gonna see these heats matching up, where every heat will look like and could be a final. And it starts right here in round number 3, with the big guns fighting it out with the new faces on in the event. So it's pretty interesting to see how it all shapes up as we get closer to the final. As you can see, everybody waiting patiently. Again, you're going to see heats that it's wave after wave after wave, and then you're going to see heats that, the Mother Nature hits the brakes and decides to take a little break herself. But all these guys are ready when the sets do roll in.
We were expecting some bigger conditions today, and it's dropped, if anything, from yesterday. And I think talking with the contest directors, it's to do with the wave period. So the wave period, the longer the period with the swell, tends to be the bigger the waves. I'm not an expert there either, Manny, so you're more of an aficionado in that sense. But yeah, the period has changed for what was predicted, and hence we have a bit of a drop in wave size. But as the tide pushes in, hopefully it'll pick some, bring some swell with it. And here's Hardy eyeing off something, little bump. And we'll see, no, nothing happening. So that's Elliot Morales in position.
Elliot Morales drop it in. Oh, nice little scoop right there. Finds his way into the barrel, and that thing's just spinning all over him as he comes out and finds a section to be able to pull off one maneuver, is spin up high on the face of the wave. But that barrel ride in the beginning will definitely help his cause here in heat number 6, round number 3.
Elliot, he knows what's up, and you could, as we've been talking about, he got the pit. You know, that's the first part for a good wave. In the barrel there, nice big barrel, comes out, and he's looking for that section. He's just, you can see it on his face. Where is it? Where is it? Doesn't happen. So he throws a spin in there, and off he goes. Yeah, so I mean, Elliot, he can fly with the best of them, and he was looking for that section. It didn't happen, so he got out of there. But a good first scoring wave. And the wave here, like, still a deep pit, Manny. I mean, I'd love to be in there. I know you would too. So comes out, little basic spin, and a solid scoring wave first up there for Elliot Morales. And we went down his neck of the woods a few days ago to visit a store, and it's out past the airport there, and nice small little town. I cannot remember the name of it, but yeah, and that's more towards the tourist side of town. You go further south, and there's all the hotels and the resorts, and out here in Guldar, it's very arid. You know, it's banana plantations and wind turbines, because this island doesn't have any water of its own. So they have the desalination plants, and they create energy with the wind turbines, which is good to see. So
yeah, on the east side, there's hundreds of them.
Yeah,
you'll see a few here on the north side of Gran Canaria. The ones here located that you probably see in the background of a lot of images are actually powering the desalination plant for all the banana plantations. Look at this, Ryan Hardy. He is pulling out all the stops with that big barrel and a big roll right there. So Hardy's first, his first wave is a decent wave, and that's going to be right up there in the 5, 6, maybe even 7-point range.
well, that'll definitely put him in first place with that wave. And if you watch that again, if we can see in the front end, watch Hardy's legs here. He takes off, he splits his legs for the stall, brings them back together, splits them again. That stalls him just on that wave face, pumps it up, rolls through, the green slick shining through the white water there, and that's a good scoring wave for Ryan Hardy.
Oh, my. Solid wave. We're going to wait for the scores, but definitely definitely a solid wave for Ryan Hardy's first wave.
Well, what got the riders out there, you don't forget that your legs are also an extension of, it's almost like body surfing. And these guys use their legs. Like a lot of people say, oh, I keep losing my edge. What do I do? It's like, well, use your leg.
Yeah.
Your leg is an appendage. It's, it's long. You drop that in the side of in the face of the wave, and that's going to steer you through a barrel. And if you want to stall, you just put it against, the side of the wave, stick it in the wave face, and you'll slow right down. And
we'll talk more detail on that on some of the replays. But first, we do have an interview with the winner of the last heat with Alex Leon. Alex,
with a composed Winchester. Well, you held it together there, mate. Surfed incredible and got the victory.
Yeah, it was a pretty slow heat. We were expecting probably a lot more from the heat before us, was just constant waves, and then so we just had a little bit of a wait out there, but got some morale ones.
Yeah, talk us through the pressure. Did you feel much pressure going into that one?
I felt a little bit, obviously, because Jeff was dropping 9s the heat before, so it's kind of right in your face. So I was pretty pissed off about that. No, just, and then I saw that left coming through. I just thought I'd catch this free surfing out here, so you just sort of got to go them and, get some good ones.
Yeah, it was probably the biggest move we've seen today, if not in the whole event, that huge flip on that left.
Yeah, I didn't really know how the judges were going to score it, because it's kind of off the side, but I had enough height to get a little bit of hype up there, so and got a 6.8, so I was pretty stoked, and just happy to live another day.
Yeah, just rubbing it in Hub's face there, eh? Just make sure you're just making sure that he knows you're still in the contest.
Yeah, you got to let him know. I mean, I'm not just going to give it up to him. So he was in this position last year and got taken off him there, and I know he's not going to give it up easy either.
Well, congratulations. Moved into the next round, round 5. It's not elimination, so we're probably going to see some more big busts from you.
Yeah, there should be some big ramps going down the Savo, a bit lower tide than that heat, and hopefully I can do it.
Yeah, well, it's a static down here, Hub. The tension, you could cut the air with a knife between Hub and Winnie. So, back to you, boys.
Yeah, buddy. All right, welcome once again to NMD versus Fronton Pro, brought to you by U Riding, Alpha Campaign, 662 Mob, and Like Bodyboarding. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. We are in round number 3, heat number 6. Dave Winchester obviously is still on the hunt for a world title, but we are in round number 6. I mean, heat number 6 out in the water. Alex Uranga, Ryan Hardy, Elliot Morales. Currently the situation.
Yeah, so we thought that wave from Ryan would be a higher scoring wave, but it's not the case. It's 6.45, where Elliot's got a 7.38. And during that interview, Manny and I were discussing, why that's so. And we're not judges. we don't want to be judges. It's a thankless task. But we can only sort of not guess, but see that Elliot's barrel was a bigger barrel. He was in there for longer and came out, whereas Hardy's was a nice barrel with a roll. But obviously they judged Elliot's barrel to be bigger, and hence the higher score. So we have a 7.38 for Elliot Morales, a 6.45 for Ryan Hardy, and Alex Uranga has a 5. So they've all got good scoring waves to start off the heat, and they're all looking for backups. So 18.5 minutes to go, plenty of time.
All right, Mez. Just to reiterate a couple things we did mention is our IBAWorldTour.com feed. Our servers are just getting ambushed right now with so many viewers. So if you're having a little issue, head on over to the youtube.com/IBA World Tour. And apparently the feed is there, and it's smooth as butter. Well, so there you have it.
First day, the viewers are up around 45,000. So you got that many people watching the event. It's we've got a high-speed internet connection here, which is doing a good job. But when everyone logs on, it's slowing things down. So that's not making excuses. We just it's the situation we're in at the moment.
Yeah.
We want you all to see it. So if you jump over there to YouTube and divert some of the traffic away, it'll hopefully make it better for everyone.
Manny V here with Nick Mesritz, a.k.a. Mez. For me, one of the best, if not the best, bodyboard shapers in the world. And, I'm so amped to have you in here. Now is the time. I'm going to put something on the Facebook page, IBA World Tour Facebook page. You have a question for Mez, bodyboard shaper to the pros. Now is the time to ask it. Get as detailed and specific as you can. He's going to be hanging out here for maybe another heat or so. But while we have Nick here, perfect opportunity to hear from the viewers and fans. Mez, first bring us up to speed where we are right now. Wow, interesting. Not many waves been.
No, we're still with the same scores we've had. Just announced probably 2 minutes ago. So no change in the scores. Elliot Morales in first, Ryan Hardy second, Alex Uranga, the Basque Country lad, he's in third. So on the who's the best shaper debate, most of us that make boards really don't give two hoots about that.
Yeah, I know.
We're all friends like the riders are, and there's some excellent shapers out there now. You've got Jared Taylor over at Found Boards, Todd Quigley at QCD, Dan Silvestre, who's with me now, works with me in the factory. Pretty much an unknown soldier, but one of the best. We've got Glenn Taylor over there in Port Macquarie. We've got PMA, holding things down in San Diego. Primo over in France. We've got Shepa Gato there in Portugal. We've got Yamo, who's got his own company now, doing things for himself. Alex Uranga on this one here. Bigger wave.
Oh, my. Look at that.
Again, the leg split. The leg split for the stall. And that's
yes.
Oh, can he pull that?
That is probably one of the most difficult areas to pull off the maneuvers because you're getting projected towards the whitewash, which is coming at you. So if you're not landing right, the whitewash is just going to engulf you.
There's a compression factor going on the rocks there, and that's what happened to Alex. It just like ground him down. So Elliot, another big one, pulls in, driving it.
Look at this.
Throaty barrel.
Just gets clipped on the way out of there, and you can see his board just coming up. Wow, the crowd is just erupting over here on the cliff. They can't believe it. He looked like he was actually going to make it out. If he didn't attempt to make it out at that section, he probably wouldn't have made it at all.
Here. He's looking at it. Is it going to do it? No, he's not interested.
Is that Sasha Specker? He just got done with a heat.
Yeah, he's out. He's got to earn the dollars, mate.
Oh, my.
And here's Alex's waves. The split legs I was talking about before. Stalls in the pit. He wasn't there for very long. So that'll go against him. But it was a nice projection on the invert, and he just gets slammed by the white water coming from the side there. And Elliot pretty much dealt with the same thing. It just pinched on him. Got it in the back of the head. Otherwise, that would have been probably the highest scoring heat. And as Manny pointed out, there we have in the background Sasha Specker.
Here's another look at Elliot's big keg of a wave. As you can see, he was so deep that the only way he could escape is trying to find an exit. And when he saw it, he went for it. And unfortunately, the wave said, no way. This one is not for you.
I've seen a few of the boys trying to roll out of that, but it gets that same compression factor. You try and punch through these, they come through the lip, and as they land, that white water just comes and says, nah, you're not coming. So Elliot, this wave would have been a high-scoring wave. He's right in there. He's deep. He's coming through, and he tries to negotiate an exit, and it doesn't happen for him. So yeah, we're going back about Sasha. We're the Sasha Specker fan club, but the guy's ripped up. You know, he's got about 2% body fat because he's in the water 10 hours a day, and he's going off to shoot some pictures there, which will end up on the IBA website. And we've got Seamus Mackham, and he's working till 6 a.m. doing all the editing you see. So here's Hardy up. ARS in the pit, going through, and not too much happening on that wave. So it didn't really cooperate for Ryan on that one. He looked for the barrel, no barrel to be had, and popped an ARS off it. And then that's a second screen wave for him, and the boys are scratching out the back. And we have Alex who's going to let this one pass, as does Elliot. So everyone's got a backup wave now. Elliot Morales has got a 3.2. Alex and Ryan's waves are yet to drop.
Here's Ryan coming around that section right there. Perfect timing right there for an ARS. Just lands perfectly on the face of the wave. Lands and then pulls back out. But he could have landed a little cleaner. You did see a rail catch just a little bit, but he was able to maintain and pull it around, and that was a completed move for Ryan Hardy.
Those green slicks really pop. You know, the boys love the green slicks, but it really makes those things light up. So it probably catches the judge's attention as well. I saw Nelson rocking a fluoro orange slick out there before on his found board, and it was really blinging, I guess you could say, out there. And whereas the duller stuff, maybe not as much. And who's this? Elliot. He's rocking it. He's going to go. Oh. Man, he's got a mouthful. So, they let that one go. That was a good wave, you know. The boys should go. Priority's probably going to Alex, so Elliot didn't have a chance to go that one. He's going to go this inside one here, dropping down. There he goes. Oh, ARS on the face and just gets eaten up there. Just caught a rail, caught an edge, and down he went. So that was Alex Arunga, sorry. So Hardy's second wave there was a 5.9, which puts him into first place. So Ryan Hardy in first with a 12.35. Elliot Morales from the Canary Islands in second with a 10.58. And Alex Arunga with a combination score of 8.08. We've got 12 minutes to go, so there's still plenty of time for these to change.
Wow, very slow heat. All the riders only have a couple waves under their belt.
Well, as we hinted on earlier, Hardy here is fighting for his top 16 position. So there's plenty on the line for him here. And we have Alex Arunga, who I believe is in already for next year. So he has qualified. So we'll see Alex at the newly released 2013 IBA Tour with some new spots on there.
Yeah.
I saw a mobile event on the South Coast. And Elliot again on this one.
Oh, gets out of there
not a good pace to bail on that one. And you see these guys, when you're looking on the point, they just get dragged. Like, you know, they pop through that one, but he looks like he's pretty safe on that one. But I've seen a few of the boys just get dragged back, and they end up in not a good zone there right by the rocks. So, yeah, so I saw an event, Manny. It was a South Coast mobile event in Australia.
Yes.
Reunion Island, St. Louis. So we haven't been there for a few years.
Yes.
The big ones are there with Mexico, Fronton, Chile. Pipe, of course, Pipe. You can't forget the granddaddy of them all, which will be in February. So that will start the year. Unlike the ASP where they finish it, we start at Pipeline, and we've been blessed with good conditions for the last 4 or 5 years. So hopefully that can continue, and we'll see these young guys going out there. You know, a lot of new faces. We've got Sam Bennett, we've got Alex Arunga, we've got Jacob Romero.
Yep. Alan Munoz.
Alan Munoz, yeah. Is that the Chilean boy?
Yes, it is. Mez, check it out. One of the first questions to get onto the IBA Facebook page is a simple one. How did you get into shaping?
That was a basic one. I went to Aussie. I was born in New Zealand. Went to Australia for a holiday with my parents, and here goes Elliot looking this wave here, behind the peak, and we'll watch it. He's going to punch it. Nice invert there, into the barrel. Can he come out of this? No, he can't. So, oh no, does he? We saw his head for a while there, and it might count. There's Alex Arunga in the pit, driving through that one. Comes out clean entry. Bit of a bumpy wave. Not too much happening once he exited that wave. So 2 scores for the boys there. Leaves Hardy in priority out the back, and he's being patient. You know, he's the veteran. He knows what it takes to win these contests, and it's not a sprint, you know. And it's still got 9 minutes to go. He'll just bide his time out there, wait for the set wave. He's in first position. He doesn't need to search for those waves. And here's Elliot's wave again. So draws off the bottom. Nice invert, lands straight in the pit, negotiates that, and then it just pinches there. And we see his head pop up, and he tries to fight through, but I don't think that was a make. So there's Sasha right in the front. Keep swimming, son. So yeah, anyway, I bought a bodyboard, got the bug, and came back to New Zealand, and my father was a courier.
What year was that?
Jeez, okay. This is probably like in the 80s. Let's just say I'm that old. So here is... That was Alex's wave, so I couldn't quite see through Manny's giant scone. So, yeah, so this was in the 80s, late 80s, and my father, who was a courier driver at the time, truck driver, said, oh, there's a bodyboard factory up the road. And this is New Zealand, right? This is like probably as far as away as you can get from the bodyboarding world at this stage. And so I sort of go, what? You know, got on my bike, rode up the street, knocked on the door. There's a guy there called Rick Broderson, and Rick Broderson was one of Tom Morey's first workers. And he had moved down to NZ to set up the Australasian factory for Kransko, who owned Morey at the time, Morey Boogie. So I rock up, find this factory, beg for a job. You know, I'll sweep the floors, I'll do anything. And that's what I did after school. I swept the floors. And actually, the very first day, that wasn't correct. The very first day, as Ryan Hardy looks at this wave, he's going it, and it's got a bumpy face on it, and he's straight through the barrel there, Hardy. Just drive. You can see him driving that rail. Stalls, little cover up on the inside. And can he bust something out here? And a spin. So Hardy in control in this heat. You know, you're just driving through that barrel, adjusting his rail, clean exit, comes through, gets a second cover up, and that'll be a good scorer for Ryan Hardy. And here in green is Elliot Morales, who did take the lead with that last wave. So he must have pulled it. So here's Hardy driving through the barrel, adjusting his board, just getting it on the right line. Second cover up here, exits, and... Will that put him back? Because Elliot jumped into first place with a 6.75. So that barrel, invert to barrel must have been a completed wave. Came through the whitewater to get that score. So yeah, so he was in first place with a 7.38 and a 6.75, whereas Ryan had 2 6.45s. As Alex Arunga scratches into this one.
All right, Alex Arunga drops in, holds on his rail, goes for a big ARS. He's notorious for pulling those off. Oh, and he was trying to land it, but felt his body going over with a whitewash, so he holds on and tries to do a roll in the whitewash. But Alex Uranga, unfortunately, did not pull it off, so he's going to head back out. Alex Uranga, currently in that third place spot, was looking for a 7.9. Ryan Hardy got bumped down to second. Elliot Morales is currently in that first place position with priority. Ryan Hardy making his way back out.
Well, Ryan needed a 7.68 to come back into first place, so I'm not sure if that will do it. But remember, 2 barrels, you know, it's like double moves, it's like an invert. So, and he threaded that perfectly. He just set himself up. You could see his board just sliding on the face of the wave, and always in control. Pulls it up when he needs to, splits the legs, drives through the pit, comes out. So the master in control on that one. The young gun in Elliot Morales taking it to the air.
All right, so let's finish your story.
Yeah, so back to the short mare story that goes for 10 minutes. Anyway, I can talk underwater, but yeah. So I said I begged to sweep the floor and do that stuff, but first they put me on the laminator, which you run the decks on, and I ran 100 boards, and I came in the next day, and Rick comes in and goes, it's straight into the office, sits me down and goes, how many boards did you run yesterday? 100. How many did you F up? I don't know, you effed up 3, and I just got this riot act. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'll pay for it, blah, blah, blah. And I just got ripped a new one day one. I thought that's my career over.
Oh,
Although I
no.
didn't know I'd have a career at that stage. I just thought my dream job's gone. I've just been, I've screwed
Did
up.
you get demoted?
No, he didn't realize it. Why would you put a rookie on the laminator on his first day? So
Yeah.
I went back to sweeping the floors and cleaning the bogs and cutting some rails. So my next job was cutting up rails for the boys, just cutting the deck skins into strips so they could go onto the rails. And he said, I want these perfect. So I went downstairs to a bandsaw and cut up 8 hours of rails or 4 hours, whatever it was. Next day back in the office. I'm like, oh my God. He goes, well, what was your job yesterday? To cut rails. How many rails did you cut? I'm not sure. You cut like 200 rails. You were there for 4 hours. You only cut 200 rails. And it did get better. And
Nice.
I was trying hard, I believe. So that's what started it. I was fortunate to have a factory up the road.
Yes.
I begged for the job. I got the job. And I was fortunate to go from that to America to Tubes, where Buzz was my mentor and still is. And he's the guy that taught me and made me think about things. And I've been all around the world, and now I'm in Indonesia. So
Awesome.
Alex Arunga here on a smaller one. Needs to get the scores there, and that won't do it for him.
Alex Arunga in and out on that one. So a question from me.
Yo.
You have so much history in that noggin of yours. Have you ever considered writing it all down and having a book?
Probably be pretty boring, actually, mate. But
I doubt it. If you want to see Mez write a book, let's hear it on Facebook. You can comment under the questions for Mez. But yeah, you have a lot of history. You are pretty much history, and that's what we have in bodyboarding is some incredible history. You got a ton of it, and I think you should write it down.
Alex here on the left-hander, ARS,
Oh,
bread and butter move, and we can't see from the angle there, but that will give him a scoring weight. Probably won't better his 4.75, so he's still in not a good position there with 3 minutes to go. But I just watched the new Bones Brigade documentary, the skating team, which was a classic team from Manny and my youth, with Tony Hawk, Steve Caballero,
yes.
Lance Mountain, Rodney Mullen,
Oh,
and
man.
here we go, Alex Arunga there, ARS small wave, and that won't do much for him. And that was a documentary. I think be better off to get into some sort of a project where we start to document the sport. We've got enough history now with enough legends, and Tom Morey's still alive. Not I don't want to put any bad thing on, but here's the guy that invented the sport.
Yeah.
This is a guy who now would be in his 80s. It's because of him that we're here today.
Yep.
He is the true legend, along with Mike Stewart. But this is the guy that created something from his brain, and from that came, the
That's why
movement
we're
that is-
sitting here right now.
Exactly, from one guy. So I was in a very fortunate position last year where I went to my good friend Brian Peterson's wedding in San Diego, and I'm not sure what you call them in America. We call them celebrants. It's like not a priest, but they do the ceremony. So Brian's good friends with Tom, and he asked him if he would be his celebrant.
Oh.
So here I go to my mate's wedding, and the celebrant is Tom Morey. Now, I've met Tom a few times, but this was a different situation. So pretty amazing, pretty special for us, and to be able to sit with a guy like that and his lovely wife, and chew the fat and talk about stuff like cold fusion and I don't know, some very
Eccentric.
very eccentric guy, but it was awesome. And Alex Arunga here, hopefully he can stalling the legs, and the rhythm's just not happening there for him. He's just takes off on a wave, hopes for the best, and that one didn't barrel at the start, and he punched the air on the invert, and he got compressed there. So
it looks like he's starting to figure out time is
well,
running
look what's
out.
coming out here, Manny.
Well, we got 1 minute, 23 seconds remaining. Alex Aranga's last wave probably was going to be his last wave for the event. He was after a 7.3, but there are sets rolling in now. Elliot Morales and Ryan Hardy, they're comfortable. They can sit out there for the next minute with no problem. And if Alex Aranga comes out, he will be at the bottom of the priority totem pole. So these two guys can actually sit and wait and catch the better waves before Alex Aranga.
We can't see who's got priority, but it's going to be Ryan or Elliot. So one of the two has priority, and second priority will be the other guy. So as Manny said, that's effectively how the pros shut the third guy out. And it's a business for them. It's their job. So there's friendship, but it only goes so far, and we're going to see that'll be the heat, and there won't be a change unless Ryan gets a wave. So it's effectively heat over. And the next heat, who do we have?
We're going to see PLC, Sergio Alonso and Johan Florentin. These are the young guns. Although PLC is your 2011 world champion, he's still, he's still a young Grom, punching his way through, and he is definitely one of the favorites in any world tour because he's got these backflip maneuvers nailed down. So you're going to see some backflip, ARS, big lip maneuvers from PLC. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the end of heat number 6. Elliot Morales, Ryan Hardy advance on. Alex Duranga, unfortunately, he does not advance on, but you will see him seated in the 2013 Grand Slam Series. Coming up next is heat number 7 and 8, and I think this is where I get a little break for a couple heats. I think you're going to be sitting in here either with Alex Leon or another rider.
That's Alex Leon, mate.
Alex Leon.